Hello everyone, this is Ron and I'm back with you with another episode of Empire Coins and Collectibles. You know, it's been kind of a hit or miss this summer. I went through a little bit of surgery on my knee, but everything is good now. So I'm getting back into the rhythm and hopefully you'll stay with me because we're driving toward 1,000 subscribers. We're at 882 right now. Help us reach that 1,000 subscriber point, and we will have a drawing at that point for a slabbed buffalo nickel. It's one of the many that I sent in. I sent in probably in the May-June timeframe. I guess it was May timeframe, and received back. And I've already done videos on the outcome of those. Beautiful coins, the buffalo nickels. So what are we talking about today? Well, it's not the buffalo nickel, but it is about a Jefferson nickel. As a matter of fact, it's about a lot, L-O-T, of Jefferson nickels. And if anything can be said about this episode, I guess we'd call it, don't do what I did with my coins. And I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm a bit dissatisfied with myself. And you'll hear why in just a moment. So please do tell your friends and family about us and subscribe if you have not already done that, and help us grow the channel. And hopefully we'll say something that is amusing, funny, informative, helpful to you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, you know, it's not spring. Obviously, it's, I guess, getting toward late summer. And my wife and I are just now doing our normal spring cleaning. And I suppose to encapsulate all that, my father-in-law told me right after Cindy and I got married, my wife and I, Miss Empire, he said, you'll have your entire life to collect. And boy, was he right. We have to do an annual purging, get rid of things that we no longer need or we no longer want. So we've been going through the garage, going through the closets, and donating to charities and just carrying stuff off to the landfill. Not the coins or the collectibles, but other stuff, right? And so while I was out going through the garage, through boxes that we have out there, I stumbled across coin boxes. And I thought, where did these come from? Now, if you've been with me in previous episodes, you might say I'm a bit prideful of how I organize my coin collections and keep track of them. But something didn't work out. Something failed in the process. And I think I know where it occurred, because I found this box and it had 4 or 5 boxes of coins, not just any coins, but coins that I was flabbergasted that they were out in the garage. And where the failure occurred was we bought a new house around 2018, and we packed everything up, and we pretty much moved ourselves over a period of probably 4 or 5 weeks. And this box got lost in the garage. So why am I unhappy? Because I try to keep track of my collections, and you know, I also collect a bit of silver, keep track of that. But obviously, I lost the bubble on this box. Why all the fuss? Well, let me change cameras here. Okay, we're going to go to the desktop camera. And I think that's pretty good. The light's pretty good there. Notice what I have here is Jefferson Nickel Stockbook number 1, Silver War nickels. Now, this book is filled with Silver War nickels. And you can't really see the entire setup here. Let's see if I can move the tray around to where you can actually see it in its entirety. Maybe that's a little better. Maybe. I'm going to turn the light on so it stays in focus. So what I found was I had some silver war nickels that I'd lost track of. And these, I'm going to pull them out one at a time, or some of those. Now, unfortunately, this one has a carbon spot on it, but it is 35% silver. If you did not know, the silver war nickels from the 1940s are 35% silver. And the way you can tell if it's a nickel that is 35% silver is you flip it over, and the mint mark is over the Jefferson Memorial, and it's a pretty good size mint mark. You see that right there? Pretty good size. Will you focus for us? So we'll put the white background behind it, use one of my white gloves, and see if that helps. Look how gorgeous that field is. Except for the carbon spot on the obverse, this is a pretty nice looking coin. All right, let's get the other one. Now, the nicer the coin without the carbon spots, you're going to see something that probably is MS65 or better. And they can get quite pricey once they're certified in that high state. This one has a little bit of toning on it. Again, 1935. Just beautiful. We'll flip it over so you can see the reverse. There. Now, the horror story to me would be that Miss Empire would be looking to carry stuff off to the charities, Goodwill and others, and donating stuff, and she'd throw that box in the back of her car, and off she'd go. And I wasn't managing my collection all that well. Here's another 1944. There's three years, 43, 44, and 45, I believe. Can you not focus for us? There it is. Still, it's a beautiful coin in good condition. A little bit of carbon spots. Not much. But there's some that are absolutely pristine. So I'm just still pulling them out just so you can look at them. And it'd probably be easier to see if I did not have them in a coin flip. But again, I like to use these stock books to store my collections in there. And you'll find it kind of interesting. Some of these silver nickels, look at that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the detail in the hair. Just absolutely beautiful. This is a 45S. S. I didn't make a good S, did I? Flip it over. But I've been collecting these silver nickels since the mid-'80s. I bought a complete collection of silver war nickels from the 1940s. And it was from a coin shop in Florida off Park Avenue in Winter Park called Uram Coins. I think they've since moved to some other location, maybe on 1792, if you're familiar with that area. But isn't that just gorgeous? And notice this one says it's rotated dies. So we'll flip it over and you can see that rotation. The dies were not properly oriented with one another when the coin was minted. So the Jefferson Memorial is tipped up to the right. I love it. So it's not only a silver coin that's uncirculated, but it has rotated dies. Just fantastic. Look at that. But I'm not going to remove all of them, but I've removed quite a few of them. And we'll just kind of flip through the book here. All these are silver nickels, Jefferson nickels from the 1940s. And they're 1943P, 1943D, 1943S. And I believe it is it the 1943 a nickel that has a 43 over 42 or 3 over 2 error? It's a P mint, I believe. Those are really pricey error coins. But again, this was stored out in a box, and unbeknownst to me, I'd lost it. So I suppose the message of this short video is, one, know what you have, manage it, and don't lose it. Because if you don't, you could lose track of your collection and it will evaporate right under your nose, and you'll lose it and not get to enjoy it. Nor, if you plan on selling it at some point in the future, you will not have that luxury. Or, one day it goes to your relatives and they know nothing about it, and they find this binder of nickels and they spend it, horror upon horror, spending a silver nickel. As a matter of fact, some of my friends in Orlando, they were in the business, and they went to a bank to do some coin roll searches. This was in the 80s and early 90s. And the bank told them that they just got these rolls in from a retail shop. I think it was a pizza shop or something. And when they'd opened it up to start using it as change, they found some silver quarters, half dollars in the rolls. And they said apparently these kids came in and bought pizza with these silver coins, spending it at face value. Never ever do that. That is probably a horror story for any collector of rare coins or silver coins. All right, I think I've jostled around my cameras. Let me turn the overhead light out. We'll go back to the overhead and do the wrap up. Let's see if we can get this straight now. Hopefully you'll find this interesting. It's one of those things where you've got to manage your collection and you got to keep track of it, because bad things can happen to your collection if you don't know where it is. You can lose it. You can garage sell it. People can take it. They can donate it. Whatever the case is, whatever scenario you can think of, it's not what a coin collector wants to happen to his collection. And I fell prey to that. Know what you have and manage it well and enjoy it. All right, my friends, you take care of yourself. And with that, after that horror story, if you're not looking, you're not finding. All the best.